I'm here because the future of the world is in peril because of a man named Vandal Savage.
I'm a big fan of Doctor Who, and I especially liked David Tennant as the 10th Doctor from 2005 to 2010. Which means in many ways, besides the fact that I'm a big comic book fan too, I should really like the CW's DC's Legend of Tomorrow. But I gotta tell you, besides big battle scenes and bar fights, it's actually hard to tell if the January 21st debuting series knows who it is yet. The oftenly comically roguish version of the century-skipping Rip Hunter character, played by former Doctor Who companion Arthur Darvill, is almost pure 10th Doctor, minus a lot of the strategic charm, however, that made Tennant so eminently watchable. And that seemingly lack of strategy overall in the often unevenly paced show is what causes WB-TV's third DC Comics-based show on the CW to stumble in parts. Now, it's not for lack of trying on the part of EP's Greg Berlanti, Mark Guggenheim, and Andrew Kreisberg. They go for the laughs and the sarcasm and sometimes nicely hit the mark.
I know exactly what to do with it. Most of the time.
Please step up, Mr. Wentworth Miller, aka Captain Cold. But from what I've seen, with potential galore waiting to be mined, there are simply too many fast-moving pieces here, and too many would-be legends right now. And the result, well, you might not believe this from me, is like a form of TV vertigo, especially with the way overdone plot of the early episodes as they travel back to the flared and way over-visited 1970s. Brought together by Darvill's Hunter and facing off across time against immortal would-be destroyer of worlds Vandal Savage, who showed up in the recent second Arrow Flash crossover that basically set up Legends, the corralling of White Canary, Adam, Heatwave, Hawkgirl, Hawkman, and Franz Dharma and Victor Garbo as the two parts of Firestorm, plus Darvill and Miller, barely give them or you, the viewer, much time to get anyone in focus. In any era. The manufactured consequence ends up feeling far too much, well, like my grandmother used to say, all over the shop. Now, the upside is there does seem to be a solid foundation to stand on for the show, mainly thanks to the considerable talents of Garber and Miller, but you have to wade through a lot to get there.
That's the worst Savage can throw at us? We got this thing nailed down.
Why did you say that?
In an ever-expanding superhero TV world, the CW, WB-TV, and DC have a lot riding on Legends. But that ride could be a lot smoother and more satisfactory, I think, if everyone would not make their obvious influences so obvious and, without wanting to sound too trite, pick their battles a bit more carefully. Because with some strong performances in the mix, plus the inevitable Flash and Arrow appearances to come, Legends of Tomorrow could be well worth sticking around for. But it needs to find its footing, its focus, and take it a bit more one day at a time first. I'm Dominic Patten for Deadline Hollywood.